Solutions 93.9 FM. Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM. Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú.
Alex Iwobi getting Everton on the move, and Calvert-Lewin takes it brilliantly. Doucouré's in the box. Calvert-Lewin, he's found him! What a start! What a start! 35 seconds on the clock, and Everton strike. Abdoulaye Doucouré with a priceless goal. When the pressure is on, Everton have delivered here. Doucouré with his third of the season. Everton on the counter-attack and plenty of bodies forward. Doucouré's in acres of space, and Doucouré at the double volleys home brilliantly. Counter-attacking football at its brilliant best here at Brighton. McNeil gets the byline, and it's 3-0. It'll go down as an own goal. Who cares? Everton are in dreamland. Let me say this again. Brighton 0, Everton 3. We've played 35 minutes of football. McNeil and Doucouré forward. And Iwobi's played it into the path of McNeil to seal it for Everton. How about that? As cool and calm and composed as it comes. And Everton have smashed Brighton to pieces this afternoon. It's a fourth, it's 3 points on the road. Bit of defending still to do. Oh, and it's gone in. Mitoma at the far post. Checking for possible offside here, but the goal has been given. It stands. Playing the ball on for Dwight McNeil, who's got energy to burn for, and off he goes again. Oh! Dwight McNeil completes a perfect day for Everton. He has been absolutely superb.
Sean Dyche did it. The players of Everton did it yesterday, and I couldn't stop, myself from laughing. I had to, go post it on my social media because I was in shock. It was a shocking night, absolutely shocking yesterday. Beautiful counter football from the side of Everton, playing Brighton Hove Albion to their game, and I was really, amazed at what Everton could do last night. It shows that even if it is at the last of the last of the last, do not give up. Everything is going to be fine. Good morning, everyone. My name is Favor Olorutola.
Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay?
Feeling fantastic this morning. I'm feeling absolutely wonderful. How are you doing? How are you? If you're on your way to work this morning, good job to you, but make sure that you're really calm. No matter what's going on the road, just drive carefully to avoid, some kind of traffic jam. Welcome to Kickoff Sports Show. This part of AM Update is just for you to learn about updates from the world of sports. Tonight is a very, very, it's going to be a very memorable night, especially for Manchester City. Can they actually give a revenge from last year? Can it happen? I do not know, but we'll talk about that today. But from the world of tennis, Alexander Muller is through in the international BNL qualification in Rome, and Felipe Rodriguez is through, Franco Aguamen is through, Fabian Mazen is true, Elias Yamar is true, and other players are also true in the ATP Challenger 1000 in Rome. But that's everything from the qualification in Rome, and we also have some score lines from NBA. Remember, I told you yesterday that LA Lakers and Golden State Warriors actually played, and LA Lakers defeated them yesterday. But the early hours of this morning, it was as though LA Lakers is on fire. Shout out to Oladapo Kunubi. Something special is going down with him today, but I'm going to just keep the best for the last. Well, Miami Heat actually defeated New York Knicks. That was the early hours of today. Remember, the Denver Nuggets played a beautiful defeat against the Phoenix Suns defeated Denver Nuggets 129 points to 124 points yesterday. But on Sunday, I said that LA Lakers defeated Golden State Warriors 127 points to 97 points. But earlier hours of this morning, LA Lakers also got that win, 104 points against Golden State Warriors 101 points. A very close call, very, very close call for LA Lakers, Golden State Warriors, the early hours of this morning. As of yesterday, we got a report from the Eaglets, the Golden Eaglets, that they were on their way to go and play, in the Nelson Mandela Stadium for the quarter clash for Thursday. That's tomorrow. And I believe that a coach is already Fenuwa off, you understand, kind of thing, because they defeated Cameroon, and he feels that it can defeat Nigeria's Golden Eaglets in the AFCON Under-17, because they really want to clinch the Under-17 World Cup bid later for this year. Following the 2-1 victory over Cameroon in the last group stage match of the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations on Sunday, head coach of Burkina Faso Under-17 team, that's Traoré, has said the team is now focused on the quarterfinal game against the Golden Eaglets. The 49-year-old tactician praised the side for their resilience and doggedness in their game against Cameroon, which earned them a spot in the last 8. He added that his target was to clinch the World Cup ticket and was confident his boys can beat Nigeria. I've not heard anything from the Golden Eaglets coach because probably they're still jet lagged, but I believe that they can do something fantastically well tomorrow. However, before now, the Eaglets have played all their games so far at the Stade Mohammed Stadium, winning 2 and losing 1. But on Thursday's quarterfinal clash, built for Nelson Mandela Stadium, is very crucial, as the winner of that contest will not only progress into the semi-final, but also secure a berth in the Under-17 World Cup build later this year. I wish the Golden Eaglets luck, just like I'm wishing Real Madrid fans, Manchester United fans, best of luck tonight in the Under-17 World Cup. But it was a very, very, amazing time in the Premier League yesterday, in the Serie A. It was very fantastic. I was, very, very shocked at some of the results that came out yesterday. Southampton shocked me, and there were other games played as well. You just have to stay tuned. It's Solutions 93.9 FM. We'll talk about this after the second half of the show. Do not move a muscle. enormous disappointment to announce to you that Sampdoria have been relegated from Serie A for the very first time in over a decade, following a 2-0 defeat at Udinese. Well, oh God. I would normally not want to talk about the Serie because I feel like it's gone already. It's over, actually, because we already know the winners, the champions. But we also need to know the relegated teams for the season. Well, relegation may prove to be the least of their worries as the club continues to battle the financial crisis, which has led to the fears of bankruptcy. Also yesterday in the Serie A, we had other games that were determined as Empoli defeated Salernitana 2-1 and the Sassuolo and Bologna played a 1-1 draw. Let's look at how the table stands in the Serie A this morning. We all know Napoli true, Juventus, Lazio, Inter Milan all battling scene. Maybe they can also be true, but they're part of the top 4 at the moment. AC Milan is going to be promoted to the Europa League, that's a group stage, and also we have Atalanta promoted to Europa Conference League qualification, and we have Spezia, Cremonese and Sampdoria beneath the table, 18, 19, 20, 27, 24, 17 points respectively, and relegation is knocking at the door at the Serie B. Well, I hope that that is not going to, destroy the spirit of Sampdoria, especially, and they come back fully, fantastically well, in the Serie A when they decide to, get away from that blues and everything. But all I have to say is Otelo. I'll be back shortly after this commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's gone. Yo, no traces. They don't carry me to go where I don't know. They don't carry me to go where I don't know. They don't carry me to go where I don't know. I can feel this vibration right in my head. Wind on me. Never believe when they say they got you. One parody. Cause I go high, I go party till the night. Come on with my NSO. We in the club, but my people done this. You can feel the energy. Boy, I'm so beautiful. You don't go. I'm so beautiful. Sorry, why I am?
Ẹ̀lẹ́ arákùnrin, ǹjẹ́ ẹ lè fún mi láàyè láti fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá yín lẹ́nu wò?
Wò sárábìnrin mi ò ráyè rárá.
Mi ò dín ìgbà àkókò púpọ̀. Àmọ́ bí ẹ bá rí mílíọ̀nù kan náírà báyìí, kí ni ẹ lè.
Ṣé níbo? Màá pààrọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ọ̀báraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ mi. Lẹ́yìn náà, màá raṣọ gidi, màá dúró rẹ̀, màá tún wá dínà mọ́ nílé mi láti máa rí status mi wò. Màá wá dọ́là bíi alára. Ọ̀pọ̀ ti sún nìyẹn o. Bí a lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ àwọn mílíọ̀nìyà kò sì ṣe bó ṣe wù ọ́ pẹ̀lú FCMB Millionaire Promo. Ẹ̀dẹ́ẹ̀kẹsàn rẹ̀ ṣàfikún ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́wàá owó tó fi pamọ́ sínú àpòsùnwọ̀n FCMB rẹ̀ fún 30 ọjọ́. Bí ìwọ bá sì jẹ́ oníbàárà tuntun, fi ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́wàá náírà sínú àpòsùnwọ̀n FCMB rẹ̀ fún 30 ọjọ́ kó o sì darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn olóríire tí ó fi mílíọ̀nù náírà ṣèfàjẹ́ tàbí ẹ̀bùn owó lóríṣiríṣi. NLRC àti FCCPC buwọ́lù FCMB èmi àti báǹkì mi.
Saleko is the jungle. Everyone does what they must to survive.
Gangs of Lagos don land for Prime Video and na the #1 film, so make una go watch am. E get better stars like Toby Bakri, Adesuetomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo and more. Plus the genge action wey dem do for the film. Chai! Na for only Prime Video you fit watch Gangs of Lagos and dem go first give you 7 days free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oya, japa to Prime Video.
Ẹ̀rọ ṣe ni ẹ mọ̀. Ẹ̀rọ ṣe ni ẹ gbọ́. Kára ríro dìgbò. gbàgbé o.
má ṣàròyé egungun ara tí ń dà ọ́ láàmú ìmọ̀ rẹ̀ wá. oògùn ẹ̀rọ Shebitas ni ó yanjú ẹ̀ bárabá ti ń dára àgbà. táwọn ohun tá a fìwé ṣe bá ń kó nira bá wa lágọ̀ọ́ ara. tára ń bu ní so tá ò rí bí sun àsunnára jòkó pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn bó ṣe wù. ẹ̀rọ Shebitas ni ó gbẹlura o. káwọn ibi ìrora sápamọ́ sí lágọ̀ọ́ ara wa lè ferege ni o. ní báyìí bó bá ti ra oògùn ẹ̀rọ Shebitas wa méjì. ojú ẹsẹ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ oògùn atẹ́jẹ̀ṣe wa ti ń ṣàfọ̀mọ́ ìdọ̀tí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ara wọn já gerege. ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́gbàgbé bọ́dí abamisọ lójú ẹsẹ̀ o. àjídèwé oògùn atẹ́jẹ̀ṣe báyìí lọ́dọ̀ àfíṣkò tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ilé epo wọ́dọ̀ ìwóró odò Ìbàdàn. ẹ lè ríra lọ́dọ̀ ọlá àlùbáríkà lójú níyànà ìdójú ní omi àdìo. ó wà ní ọjà òkè àdó nílé pẹ̀tẹ́ẹ̀sì tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ilé epo kan oil.
ẹ lè ríra ní aláàká market nílùú Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin lọ́dọ̀ ìyá Abdullahi Alas.
gbàgbé Toshibitas Tuyerebitas 1000 naira péré ni o. 080 25 12 46 44.
Telephone 08025124644.
oṣù àlọ́ olómi olúwa ní ìtàsù láti ẹ̀jẹ̀ mara pẹ́.
ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
It was McNeil who scored the second half brace as Everton climbed into 16th and 2 points clear of the Premier League relegation zone to dampen Brighton's European dreams with a thumping 5-1 victory at the Amex Stadium. Welcome back. This is Kickoff Sports Show. My name is Favor Oloruntola. Honestly, it was a shocking first half for the 7th place host who fell behind just 33 seconds through at Dakure, who later bagged the first half brace. Well, the managers have spoken. They are saying a lot of things. But first, I will take you through what Brighton manager Roberto said. He was like, we're going to use this motivation to actually play Arsenal in our next game. But I'm very, very proud of my boys.
It's very difficult to explain this performance. It was a strange game, really strange game. We conceded the first goal after 32 seconds, I don't know. We have to restart Sunday with Arsenal. No, I think the problem is not about tactical disposition. I think we didn't prepare in terms of motivation, in terms of mentality maybe. A small period is difficult. We are not used to playing so many games in a row. And we have to work in this, in mentality. I can understand. I'm still proud of my players.
Okay, I'm still proud of my players, but should they win Arsenal, that is going to be a very difficult one for Arsenal, but it's going to be a very good one for Brighton, because actually it's good to go. But for Arsenal, I'm very worried. Concerning Sean Dyche, who actually played the game of Brighton against Brighton yesterday, counter-attack at its best, says he's very proud and pleased that the players executed this strategy to perfection. Like, is really proud, is happy, and he has said that the mentality that they are improving in their mentality, and they are ready to take on any other opponent that comes their way.
But the scoreline's a big one for any team, particularly on the road. And a lot of noise for the last couple of years about Everton as a group playing away. But I think we've been improving the mentality, generally speaking. A couple have got away from us, but so there's been some stronger performances away from home and more committed performances, I think. And tonight paid us back on the back of a very good performance at Leicester. I think. you get it right, everyone lauds you. You get it wrong, and sometimes people forget. It's not maybe you've got it wrong. It might still be the right tactics, but they haven't performed it. But they have tonight. They've taken it on. We did some work with them. They were very open-minded to it, and they've gone and delivered it. And that's really pleasing, because that's the whole point of coaching. That's the whole point of managing, is to give them a format to work from, and them to take it on and go and deliver it. So the players deserve a lot of credit for tonight, because they have taken that on, and not only taking it on, but taking it on with aplomb. The way they've gone about it is a very pleasing thing as a coach and coach or managers, and for the players, of course.
Congratulations to Sean Dyche and the boys there for doing a very fantastic job at Brighton over Albion. But Southampton boss Ruben Sellers does not know what the future holds after the 4-3 defeat at Nottingham Forest, which led them to the brink of Premier League relegation. Well, in contrast, Forest climbed out of the bottom three with a vital win, which came courtesy of Taiwo Awoniyi's brace and, the penalty and the brilliant team goal that gave realistic hope that they can avoid a drop in their first season back in the top tier for 23 years. Yesterday as well in the Premier League, Fulham defeated Leicester City 5-3. Standards on the Premier League blog says that Fulham is now 10th, Leicester City is now 18th, Southampton 20th, and Leeds United with 19th position, 30 points, 24 points respectively. But Everton must not lose guard, because they can decide to drop when they play Arsenal in the final match. Well, to the big match for today. It's going to be another entertaining roller coaster of a ride today, Tuesday, 9th of May 2023 by 8 p.m. at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, Madrid, as defending champions Real Madrid will be hosting Premier League table toppers Manchester City for UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg. Please, you can call this the semi-final rematch. Recall that last year, Man City suffered a Champions League semi-final outbreak as Real Madrid staged a stunning late fight back to clinch a 3-1 second leg win after extra time at the Bernabeu to clinch a 6-5 win on aggregate. I gotta throw you back to what really happened.
The Blues only have to avoid defeat and they will be in the Champions League final in Paris. Bernardo Silva and on towards Mahrez! Is that the moment that sends City to the final? Riyad Mahrez, 70 minutes to go. He scored in both legs of the semi-final last season. He's done it again. Benzema on the far side and Rodrigo's turned it in. He's on as a substitute and he's put Madrid back in this baby. City have got to regain their control and composure. Oh my goodness! Oh, I can't believe it! Neither can Real Madrid. City's 2-goal lead has gone in a minute. Forward it goes into the box towards Benzema, takes a tumble, and the referee says penalty. City can't believe it. Surely they say it isn't, but VAR say it is as well. And Benzema has the chance. Can Ederson stop him? No, he can't. And City are out in the most dramatic circumstances.
Hopefully it will be dramatic tonight in the first leg. Even if it's dramatic, will this club, or which of the clubs, will they even be able to do such drama like they did the second leg last year? Well, Pep Guardiola has insisted that revenge was not his motivation as he prepares his team for the Champions League semi-final rematch with Real Madrid.
We arrived here last season with encouragement to get the final. The way we played was really good in both games again, but it was not enough. But what happened in the past, we are not here for a revenge. It's just another opportunity. As much we are here, one day we'll get it. One day we'll reach the final and we will win it. We come here to do this season. but the set is completely different than the previous one.
I like your enthusiasm, Pep Guardiola, there. And I pray, I hope that whatever the turnout is today, irrespective, the second leg is going to be the determinant. Well, remember that Nathan Ake will be, absent in today's game for Manchester City, and Benjamin Mendy, who was also suspended. But good one for Real Madrid, as Luka Modric has passed fit to face Manchester City in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final today. He's a Ballon d'Or winner, and he's been, sidelined with an unspecific knock in recent weeks. However, manager Carlo Ancelotti in his pre-match press conference in the Spanish capital knows tonight's match will be a tough one, but hopes to come back with a win.
It's going to be a tough match. We've got to try and play to our full potential, be fully motivated, mentally, physically alert, but I do think the tie will be decided in that return leg. We want to hopefully take a good result back.
All right, concerning today's match, we already have the prediction graphic on our social media handle at Solutions939FM. Solutions939FM on Facebook, on Instagram. Go there, drop your prediction. The prediction ends today by 1 o'clock. So drop it there. Since yesterday I've been seeing so many comments, and I'll read that when it comes tomorrow to know who is actually the winner. So go there right now, Solutions939FM. Do you think Manchester City can take that pound of flesh against Real Madrid tonight, or Real Madrid will defend the title and still win, irrespective of having Haaland in their team? Well, we'll move away from that. Go there right now, Solutions939FM. Drop your predictions. Do not miss the chance. Then we could take you through some things going down. Messi won the World Cup for the first time, last year, but yesterday he won the Laureus Award as a special honor, and he was crowned World Sportsman of the Year in Paris. The Paris Saint-Germain have shown tentative early interest in Jose Mourinho becoming their next manager. I hope that is true and comes true. But Chelsea revealed the new permanent manager this week, according to The Athletic. And that's, we remember that Pochettino is the forerunner to become the permanent successor of Graham Potter, who was sacked in April, only 6 months in charge. Presently, Frank Lampard is there till the end of the season as the manager of Chelsea. But West Ham will also allow Declan Rice to leave this summer if they receive an offer worth £120 million from a Champions League club. And we also have other transfer stories, but I gotta go this morning. My name is Favor Olorontola. Very shortly, we'll go to the second half of the show. Do not move a mouse. Remember, go drop your predictions on our Facebook page, Solutions939FM, to tell us who you feel will win tonight's match, Manchester City or Real Madrid. I'll be back shortly.
Solutions 93.9 FM. Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise,
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy that an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dapo, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
It's a beautiful Tuesday morning right here on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9, exactly 32 minutes gone past 8, and it's time for us to check the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers to get a view and perspective of the state of the nation this morning. My name is Victory Richard. Good morning to Favor. How you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you very much. How are you too?
I'm well, thank you. And happy birthday to
Oladapo
Oladapo Kunubi.
And yes, I didn't do that on the sports show. I was like, let me go send it to you AM update, so that I'm going to play him a very beautiful song from Simi. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm using this chance right now to say thank you and happy birthday to you. Well, the papers with me this morning are the Punch newspaper and The Nation.
All right, I'll be taking stories from the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper. Let's get right into it. Alright, please be reminded that we're streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube at Solutions 939. So jump on the platform and lend in your thoughts. You can also send us a tweet at Solutions 939 FM. Let's begin the headlines this morning with the Nigerian Tribune. Federal government presents certificate of discharge to Transcorp Power Limited. Now to the banner headline, NAS presiding officers, opposition heightens as APC NWC adopts Akpabio Abbas. Riders to that, Bauru Northwest get Deputy Senate President, Kalu Southeast Deputy Speaker. More riders to that story, aggrieved aspirants vow to proceed with aspirations to write NWC. Bitara declares for speakership, Wase to declare on Friday. Former senator endorsed Akpabio. More stories from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Our 36th memorial anniversary holds in Ikenne, Remo. Now to Osun State, Supreme Court delivers judgment on government petition today. Bandits abduct 40 worshippers during church service in Kaduna. Why Nigeria should join BRICS, Falana. Riders to that, 6 end to dollarized economy. More stories from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Presidential election petition. Court dismisses AA's petition. Rider to that, why we withdrew our petition. National Chairman, Action Alliance. Court slates today for pre-hearing of Atiku. PDP's petition to hear Obi's petition. Avoid technicalities, focus on substance. PEPC tells lawyers. These are the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, let me take this one from the Punch newspaper. That is going to be from the Tribunal. Tinubu Atiku Obi's legal battle commences. And PDP, APM's petition pre-hearings owed today. Labour Party Obi's case on Wednesday. Tribunal warns lawyers, says those who deserve justice will get it. National Assembly, APC picks Akpabio Abbas. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. And we have I-Duty on the Punch newspaper, where vehicle imports crashed by 128%. I mean, it's bound to crash because of the economy. Importing vehicles and some luxuries may not be advisable at this point. Well, Obi's visit, not about reconciliation. Soyinka, that's on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Right here we see Osibajo presenting the discharge certificate for Transco Power, displayed on the Punch newspaper, and Adeleke Oyetola hopeful as Supreme Court delivers judgment today. Bandits kidnap 40 Kaduna worshippers, 9 Emirs children, as on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. And the final one here says, federal government plans rescue of Nigerian domestic workers in Iraq. You can find that story on page 16.
All right, away from the Punch newspaper, let's now move over to the Vanguard newspaper. CBN bans foreign banks, rep office from banking businesses. Perspective bribe, 7 orders die in Zamfara boat misshape. Atham, federal government presents discharge certificate to Transco Power Limited. Reconciliation not discussed during Obi's visit, Soyinka. Terrorists attack Kaduna church, abduct 40 worshippers. And now to the big story on the Vanguard newspaper. Avoid technicalities, delays, court warns parties, lawyers. Riders to that, sit-in start to meet tight security. AA withdraws petition against Tinubu, INEC. You can't stand in for Tinubu, court tells Governor Lalong. Adjourn hearing on Obi's petition till tomorrow. Meets the 5 jurists that will determine Tinubu Atiku Obi's fate. You can find these stories on page 32 of the Vanguard newspaper.
Right.
Now to the 10th Assembly. APC zones Senate presidency to South-South. Northwest gets Speaker slot. To Health. Nigeria lagging in Rachi therapy treatment. Export speaking there. Sudan crisis. 129 more evacuees arrive Abuja. Religious politics. I will destroy Nigeria, Governor Sule warns. These are the stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, on the Nation newspaper this morning, we have Presidential Tribunal strikes out AAC suit. And for Soyinka and the visit, I do not know obedience, says Soyinka. Obi visits Nobelure. And 40 worshippers abducted during church service. That's on the Nation newspaper. And we have 134 kidnapped victims from FCT councils rescued in Kogi. 40,000 or 400,000 youths participate annually in NYSC program. It was on the news today that the NYC is +1. Guess, yeah, we would look at the age NYC clocks today. We still spoke about that on Friday and the postings and everything. Well, that's as far as I can go, right? Right, that's as far as I can go.
All right, right now we're moving to some of the burning issues, talk about the topical stories making the rounds this morning. Remember, we are going to be opening the phone lines for you as well to call in. The numbers would be 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939, and that would be shortly. Let's begin with the biggest story. All right, the biggest story on the Vanguard newspaper this morning is the zoning of the Senate presidency to the South and Northwest. It reads, APC zones Senate presidency to South as Northwest gets Speaker slot. Now, this conversation has been going on for the longest of time, ever since the emergence, of course, of the president-elect, and it's been a functionality of either choosing competence or federal character. Now, we already know that the president-elect is from the South, the vice president is from the North. So it's only fair, or in the order of things, that the National Assembly goes to the Southeast. However, it's been a debate for a period of time now, and right now we're seeing that the APC has zoned the National Assembly to the South as Speaker goes to the North. Now the conversation is, where is the position of federal character as we have enshrined in our Constitution? That's the question everybody's pondering at. And another question is, it's been speculated on social media that the reason why it's been tailored towards the North is because they're looking to have a rubber stamp. Rubber stamp in the sense that someone who just approves, maybe a law it's been enshrined, someone just approves it because you are working in favor of your principle.
I know you are talking concerning the Southeast, right? And you said the zoning has been taken away from the Southeast to the South. You have to recall that a few days ago, that a Senate presidency who was actually, vying for that position stepped down for Akpabio, and he was from the Southeast, as a person of Dave Umahi. So if you say that someone like that stepped down, maybe there was no other option to go, because I see here that Umahi, Ndume, Barao all stepped down for Godswill Akpabio just for him to get that position. So if that happened, I feel it was the decision of the party.
So what happened to Godswill Akpabio occupying the position as opposed to zoning speakership to the North?
I believe the North. Are you talking about the North?
Yes. Here's the headline. APC zones Senate presidency to South and Northwest gets Speaker slot. So South, of course, Godswill Akpabio to occupy the position, then for the House of Rep to the Northwest.
That is how it's wants to be done by the party. I believe it has its own, logic to it. We've been discussing this, since yesterday. I remember Ajishogbe saying something about this issue, saying that he believes it's just the party's decision. He believes is who can do the job, who is competent enough to do that job, and if the APC had already made their decision, it is okay. But the fact remains that this issue can be a bone of contention for the APC, because the president comes from the South, like you said, and it might not be, but anyways,
the conversation has been around.
Wait, since the APC has the majority of the seat, I believe they feel like this is the person for the job, the right person for the job.
Well, the conversation has been around most of the aspirants vying for this position are from opposition parties and not from the APC. My concern is, when do we get to a point in this country where politics is void of sentiment and emotion, but rather people that are capable of the job? Now, we've seen a lot of questionable character being raised, or questionable traits about some of these aspirants being raised on social media as a result of the antecedents in politics. I'm talking about corruption allegations. We have that from David Umahi. We also have that from Godswill Akpabio, being stated over a period of time. And it feels like we're recycling the same people who have been in office, who somewhat did not give us the result that we're looking to have, and they're coming to occupy another position. It begs the question, how about people who can actually take Nigeria to the next level? Why don't we have people like this coming out to vie for positions like this?
Are you directing that question to me? I think we should open the floor for people to, answer that. 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939 to answer the question this morning. Or you could go to our Facebook page, Solutions 939 FM. Solutions 939 FM. You have to, realize that this is politics. And like someone would say, there is no fair play in politics.
Alright, it's still from the dailies right here, and we're looking at some of the stories making the rounds this morning. Moving on to other stories, we also have here another story on insecurity in Nigeria. As we saw on the Vanguard newspaper, terrorists attack Kaduna church, abduct 40 worshippers. Now, Kaduna has been plagued with a lot of security breach over the years, and just when we would like to think that we have been able to nip the issue of insecurity to the bud, we continue to see stories like this. Now we're having terrorist attack, Kaduna church, abduct 40 worshippers. When are we going to get the architectural structure of our security right in this nation? It was just a couple of days ago that we saw stories of the Chibok girls that were being released, and this is 9 years after their abduction. We're seeing release of Chibok girls one after the. We see one person today. We see another person the next day. But we still have people being held on the hostage by these terrorists. Kaduna is said to be the threshold of our security body, but it's even the place where we have security breaches here and there. Why do we continue to have security issues in this country? What needs to be done right?
During the elections, security matters was not really discussed because I guess the campaigning and everything, just swallowed it up. Concerning security, I guess, or we are trying to, put our best hope in the incoming administration. Probably we have, a better one. Security is, certain for the citizens of Nigeria. Even on the Nation newspaper, we have 40 worshippers abducted during church service and 15 victims escaping. But also we have reports of 134 kidnapped victims from the FCT councils rescued in Kogi. Well, I believe that it's a gradual process. Yes, we all complain about security. We all complain about the kidnappings. It was even one of the core mandates of this administration. But May 29 is around the corner, irrespective of the tribunal case in court. I believe that whichever administration comes in can address that issue, and we're going to smile for it.
Well, let's hope that with the new administration that is forthcoming, we'll see more attention being put in our security structure to avoid stories like this, because it's become a norm, and it's somewhat not pleasing when you're putting Nigeria as a nation that is insecure. It comes up in the news. I had my doctor yesterday saying, how do we keep appearing in news stories for bad occurrences? He made mention of countries like Sweden where you never see issues like this. All right, let's move over to other stories this morning.
All right, so I wanted to talk about the NYSC, and since 1975, NYSC was established. I guess we talked about it, last week Friday, but on the Nation, I guess. Yes, on the Nation newspaper, 400,000 youth participate annually in NYSC program. By 22nd of May of this year, NYSC will be +1, meaning that NYSC is big, is growing by the day. But the question I want to ask is, with the postings, with the rate at which, we have graduates flocking out of the universities every year, and then we have just 1 year of maybe secured job security in the nation. That is just 1 year. And afterwards, there is no provision except you just go and hustle and get yourself a job or something to hold on to. What then is the foundation, or what then is the use of this NYSC program? Because like we said on Friday, you barely see a BSc graduate or someone who, studied a particular course being posted to that particular, system or that particular industry just to go and serve their fatherland. You'll see them being posted to schools. And it's like there might be no use, or there might be no option for the NYSC. What then is the way forward for the NYSC that they can improve on this program to make sure that Nigerian youth enjoy it during and afterwards?
Well, I think NYSC was created because they wanted everyone to know what it feels to be Nigerian, and that's why if you're from the East, you most possibly find yourself serving in the North or the South. For myself, so I grew up in the North. I schooled in the North for a period of time, went for my tertiary education in the East, then I came down here in Ibadan to serve. You understand? So it was to incorporate and ensure that everyone embrace what Nigeria is, touching all the geopolitical zone one way or the other, and NYSC was a medium to achieving that, which was a good excuse to create such a beautiful platform, because I would say that I enjoyed my NYSC experience. However, I think structures should be built in that regard to ensure that after NYSC, we don't have people still scouting for job opportunities. The reason I would also think that NYSC should continue, it's because if I am serving in the place of my vocation, it's an enablement period for me. 1 year of service enables me to catch up with all I need to know about my job. Let's say when I got into NYSC, I did not serve in a radio station, for instance. There were things that I learned in the 1 year period that I was working in a radio station that I probably would have learned on the job if after NYSC I started working in a radio station. So learning by the ropes helped me become better at what I do today. So I think if structures are set in that regard, the unfortunate thing is there are no job opportunities. And that's where the government comes into play. That's where we need credible leaders who are after the interest of the people, who are after the interest of the youth. The statistics of unemployed people in Nigeria will marvel you. So if you can create systems and structures that work, then maybe, just maybe, the statistics would dwindle and we have more people working. Because these days you hear people say, I'm not working for what I was passionate about or what I studied. I'm working because I want to find a means to an end. It's the sad reality. But then again, I think the NYSC structure is a beautiful one. Congratulations on celebrating another year. But it's another time of self-reflection. Think about structures that can be put in that system to enable the youth thrive. We have ridiculous numbers of graduates every year. However, after the NYSC period, what next? Should we even talk about the minimum wage? How much would 30,000 do for anybody? I remember when I think it was when we were concluding service, that we received the 30,000. We just collected maybe 2 months to the end of NYSC at the time.
It was double package, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We collected 2 months of it. That's what we collected. But what I'm saying is, with the current state of our economy, what would the 30,000 naira do for a youth corps member? Do you talk about the amount you're paying for house rent?
If you're limiting this to the youth corps member, remember that the civil servants to earn this minimum wage.
I'm talking. I'm just, we're focused on NYSC, so I'm not concerned. Civil servants, fantastic.
Don't create a kind of partiality here. As far as the government is concerned, these NYSC core members are beginners, and therefore maybe the minimum wage, which is okay. The civil servants also do this. They still have their complaints as well.
You know,
the increase in price of everything in the market cannot even sustain 50,000 naira in a month.
The age window for NYSC is 30. So I wouldn't consider them beginners. Someone who is 28.
You are still agreeing on, imagine you just graduated from school. What experience have you gathered? You are still agreeing on in the industry.
And that's why, the question of self-development comes to mind, right? As much as you want to wait for service to be over to gain experience, there are people who, whilst they were still in school, they got involved with activities that empowered them, right? They got to work as much as their schooling. And the way Nigeria works, it will be a sorry case for you if you're not gaining experience whilst you're still in school. You hear conversation when you imagine someone who leaves NYSC and you're applying for the job and they're asking you for 5 years experience. How would you have gathered 5 years experience when you're in school? But in a situation where you actually did work, like for myself, whilst I was in school, I was working. As a matter of fact, for the period of time I was in school, I worked. So if I am putting that into my CV, I'm not saying after NYSC, because if I'm calculating when I did NYSC, it's not to, as at this moment, okay, maybe it's up to 5 years now, but prior to that, it wasn't up to 5 years. But adding it up with the experience I garnered over the years as a cost of being a student, it's it's over a decade as it is right now. So it's important that you go out for self-empowerment and development. That's the only way you can thrive in this country, because, like it or not, we don't have the enabling environment for all of us.
And so says Victory. At this point, you got to say UIE, right? And please join us tomorrow for AM updates. This is going to start by 8 o'clock and by 10 o'clock. And it's going to be a fantastic time. Remember, sport lovers, go to Facebook right now. Go drop your predictions and win something. Manchester City, Real Madrid will be on tonight. Alpha Wura.
Whatever that means.
Reverse role. But my name is Favor Lordola. I want to wish Oladapo Kunubi happy birthday.
All right, happy birthday to you, Doc. We'll have a swell time. Sadly for you, your leave ends today.
It ends tomorrow.
It's ending today. It's coming back tomorrow, Abby.
No, it's coming
back.
Good
morning
to
you, madam. My name is Victory Richard.
It's coming on Thursday.
I pray for you all of my life, that you would be my sun, my moon, my light. Now I'll testify, you are so much more than I ever thought you'd be. Do you see my love? I can make that sun